Ladies and gentlemen, Shokhrukhmirzo has been here before and he has come today again. This time we spent 8.5 in IELTS. My sincere congratulations to you.
Thank you a lot.
This is awesome.
Yes.
You've taken the test 10 times, right?
Yes, 10 times.
Incredible. I have so many questions to you. If you remember, after the 8th attempt, you came to me a bit upset.
Yeah.
We talked about your speaking performance. Please don't tell the name of the examiner. But
Yeah.
I remember you had some verbal disagreement that time. Can you tell, please, what happened that test? On that
Well,
test?
unfortunately, we cannot always get the reaction that we expect from the examiners, and sometimes they tend to disturb you and just they sometimes do not allow you to speak as you want. And in my case, in part 3, like, examiner constantly stopped me. The examiner didn't allow me to give my ideas and explain them in detail, and like she appeared to be doing it on purpose, possibly. Then I know I just wanted to be different and said the examiner not to stop me. Sorry, but I didn't finish my idea yet. Then like the examiner smiled, maybe pretended to be smiling, I don't know, but she just allowed me to speak and I kept going. I didn't stop there. But after this, like, the examiner asked me some more difficult, challenging questions on the same topic. Like, on the same topic, the examiner tried to challenge me, but anyway, I could handle it. Maybe that was the reason that didn't affect my result. I ended up scoring 8, even if I was quite uncultured.
But the majority of students think that if they are polite,
Yeah.
and if they show their manners, they can get a high score. But
It doesn't matter, even if you are polite, but with poor language level, that doesn't really matter.
if we talk about the assessment criteria, if you open it, there is nothing about politeness.
Yes.
So you got 8, even you were not so polite like other candidates.
Yes, but you know, like, even if the examiner gives you the lower score, you can still apply for a remark. You know, like, they cannot see your reaction or what they are doing there, and there is still a chance to get the score that you deserve. So in the exam performance, you have to just do your best with your language level, not with your manners or with your clothes. Just do your best with your language. That's it.
Some candidates ask me how to greet an examiner to get a
Yeah,
better
yeah,
score.
many
To say
people
hi,
ask.
to say good afternoon, like it.
Yes, and how you
doesn't
doing?
really
Yes,
matter.
how you doing?
It's not.
And when they are leaving the exam, like, have a good day or blah blah. And yes,
Being polite doesn't. We are not trying to tell you to be impolite, but if you are very cultured, it won't help you in speaking. Now let's speak about the 9th test. You are the only intellectual so far who has taken the writing test and got 7.5 in the most difficult section.
Yeah.
No one has ever at the intellectuals achieved that score. But if we speak about the last test of yours, you got 7.
Yeah.
So you should know the difference between 7.5 that you got and 7 that you got. Can you please tell what was special that time when they gave you 7.5?
Well, having scored 7 last time, I spent some time analyzing the difference between the 7.5 and 7. I spent considerable amount of time on finding out, like, the mistakes, the possible mistakes that I made in my last exam. Well, it turned out that I had more time to check my essay for grammar errors, for spelling errors, when I got 7.5. Unfortunately, I didn't have time for proofreading in my last exam. Possibly that was the reason that why I ended up scoring only 7 for my writing when I got 8.5. But with 7.5, my point here is grammar is also quite important. Many people ignore its importance, but it also matters. We should check our grammar. Even native people sometimes make plenty of errors with spelling, with articles, and even I myself corrected about 10 mistakes with my work when I got 7.5. So at least 5 minutes, in my opinion, should be spent on proofreading. So we should practice this skill at home, how to manage the time so that we will have enough time for both writing and checking our work.
But some candidates, instead of proofreading, they count the number of words.
Yes, yes.
They just waste their time.
It happens. I always look at the candidates at the end of the test. They are always counting the number of words, you know, instead of checking it. That wouldn't give anything, yes.
All right, and speaking of the last test of yours, for the first time in your history of IELTS exams, you were assessed via Zoom,
yes.
speaking. You were quite worried about it
Yeah.
because face-to-face seems better, but you still got 8 in speaking, and that gave you 8.5 overall. Can you tell us how it was to speak with an examiner via Zoom?
Well, to be honest, I had already given up before taking on my score before taking this exam. You know, I already got 7.5 with Tanya before, and I knew that I heard that my examiner on Zoom also would be Tanya. So I got 7.5 face to face, and I didn't really want to take it on Zoom because I had really I was afraid of scoring low. But you know, I called you and you motivated me to go to the exam room, and well, I just like didn't want to pretend like to be to show my level or to be a good student. I just went into the exam room without any emotions. You know, I gave up this everything. I didn't have any expectations even. I think that's also quite important because most candidates take the exam with certain expectation, and it puts pressure on them. I didn't have that expectation. I just took the exam. I tried to do my best, just and on Zoom, I think one advantage of taking it on Zoom is you won't see the examiner and there will be less pressure. But some candidates have to. I had problem with the headphones at the beginning, so I asked the invigilators to replace my headphones, so they did this. So if there appears any problems, I think the candidates should like ask others like to fix the problem, and just try to do your best. That's the most important thing, I think.
I also want to try to take the test speaking via Zoom. That sounds quite interesting for me. I believe that if people know English, the format doesn't really matter.
Yes.
Like face-to-face or Zoom, the English language is important.
Yes, that's what matters.
Mostly.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have achieved 8.5. Now you shouldn't stop working on yourself, and now the next challenge for you is to find how to teach your students to get the same score.
Yes.
I believe in you, and I really know that one day you will do it, so let me wish you a lot of patience.
Yes.
Best of luck. You will achieve it like you have achieved it this time.
Yes.
Thank you for coming today.
Thank you a lot.
I think it was quite useful for many candidates.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.